Holy Donkey Kong, and welcome to the Chain Knots Podcast, episode 8. How is everybody doing in the chat? How are you all doing, guys? Today we have a packed show. Mikhail, do you want to tell us what's coming up in tonight's show?
Yes, I can. So, we got a good one tonight, boys.
Oh, we have.
First of all, let's mention our boys that couldn't make it tonight.
Let's do that.
Sean is over gallivanting in Barcelona currently.
He is. IAPAing.
He's very much IAPAing, and it looks amazing from what we've seen. Joe can't be here for personal reasons, and Aaron has had a day out in Blackpool, hasn't
he? He's on the train. He's in the chat. So, yeah. So hello to everybody that is watching. Just want to say a massive thank you again, guys, for getting us to 1,000 subscribers. And if you are listening to this on Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star review, give us a follow, come and watch us live every Wednesday. We think it's going to be slightly earlier because we can't. Like the last few episodes have gone really late, and we don't just end the podcast. We carry on talking for ages. We hang out. It's that's what it is. So we're kind of trying to figure out the perfect time for you guys and for us. You know, all the timing's changing now in the UK. It's getting darker, earlier, and it's all that kind of stuff. So yeah. Anyway,
let us know if you have a particular time that you'd want us to start.
That's a good idea. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. Make sure you come over and watch us and subscribe if you haven't already. Really appreciate it. Notification bell. And next week, obviously with Sean coming back from IAPA, I'm sure it's going to be an absolute killer episode. This week's going to be a killer episode. We've got some really cool stuff to come up.
We have got a fun list planned for tonight.
We have.
But to list off the things that we'll be talking about a little bit. Universal Studios Japan announced their Donkey Kong themed expansion to Super Nintendo World, so we'll get into that. Gardaland announced a Jumanji themed dark ride. We've got a little bit about a recent tier themed entertainment and attractions company attendance report. And then we'll be getting into a little game after all the news that we'll be doing a little Coaster Wars draft. I'll explain more once we get to it, but we'll be taking it in turns to pick coasters to pick out an ideal lineup, and
battle it out for the best park.
Yeah,
we'll see who can come up with the best lineup, and we'll let you guys decide which of our coaster lineups you like the best.
Yeah, definitely. And we really want you guys to get involved with this tonight. Oops, sorry, whacked the microphone. Lol. So yeah, really get involved with this tonight, guys. If you won't mind, please tweet this around, share this video around. Let's get as many people in here as possible because this Coaster Wars draft tonight is going to go off. It's going to go off big time. We already know who's getting first pick and second pick, and I'm just going to say this straight off the bat. I am not fucking happy with this. This is we
used the random generator.
You
saw the spins.
Yeah, to be fair, but yeah, it's just on me, isn't it, for that to happen? Right, so should we move ahead with our first? I want to get to this draft, man. Let's get through this news.
Let's steamroll through these news topics, and then we'll get to the good stuff.
Go.
Let's kick it off with Gardaland, shall we?
Let's indeed.
Yeah, so
check that out.
Yeah, it was announced by Gardaland. I can't remember when this was. Was it yesterday, the day before, just sometime earlier this week?
It was yesterday, I believe.
Yeah. They've announced a new dark ride themed to Jumanji, and the information for it looks sounds kind of interesting in the sense that hang on one sec. Here we go.
Are you reading the press release?
I was
Jumanji is a fully immersive dark ride.
Here we go.
Animals, snakes.
I was looking for the website that I linked in the show notes before earlier today. But according to the park, you're gonna like the ride vehicle is gonna be like a 4x4 off-road vehicle, and you're gonna be I suppose driving through the jungle, navigating your way through trails, coming across dangerous animals and obstacles and stuff like that. There is a sentence that says, "Return the sacred jewel back to the fabled shrine in a race against time to save Jumanji." Now, I've not seen. I have a confession to make. I've not seen any of the Jumanji films.
I've only seen
original?
the original.
Not even the original. Robin Williams.
No.
Not seen that film.
So
Wow, dude,
context. I'm one of those idiots who will like see the trailers. Well, no, like I'm one of those guys that will see like the trailers for movies. They'll see like the trailers for every movie and be like, I'm gonna go watch that. I'm gonna go watch that. I'm gonna go watch that, and then watch none of them. That's me.
And even when they come out on Netflix or Amazon Prime, I'm still like, yeah, nah, I'll watch something different. Like,
I'll watch something I've already watched 10 times.
Yeah. Or you put it on and you're like, oh,
Yes.
finally gonna watch this, and then you get called like 15 times from people, and like there's chats going on, and there's a podcast to do, and you can't watch movies. Yeah, it's one of them. Like, I know exactly what you mean, because for the last like 3 Avengers films, I didn't go to the cinema to watch them. I'm like, I'm going. Really? I'm gonna get VIP tickets, and I'm gonna go and sit there. I'm gonna get my free champagne and my popcorn and my ice blast. I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be like a midnight screening. And yeah, it
champagne. What upscale cinemas are you going
to?
Where
are you guys?
IMAX Printworks. That's why it never happened. It's pricey. When you start wanting champagne and ice blast in the same sitting, it gets a little pricey. Do you know what I mean? So it didn't happen.
With the ride vehicles being the 4x4s, do you think we're gonna see something kind of like Indiana Jones with the kind of chassis being able to move about and have a bunch of degrees of freedom in it?
Yeah, like I could see that. I wonder if
I imagine it would be a very similar system to that.
Yeah, I'm wondering how many seats are going to be in each vehicle. It looks like in the little concept art they've got on Gardaland's website, it looks like it might be 3 per row. So I'm wondering how many vehicles they'll have to offset, that already like lack of capacity.
Concept art though.
Yeah, like we'll see how that changes when it comes to the final product. It might be more people per vehicle.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely sounds interesting. To be honest, me personally, I always, even though I've not seen the films, like I always like the sound of anything jungle related when it comes to theming, because there's a lot of there's already like a sense of lushness in terms of how intensive the theming can be. You can really drop someone in that world and make them forget that about wherever they are. And there's a lot you can do in there that is creative in terms of the type of things you might see, but still entrenched within a kind of like a semblance of real world sort of mentality. So yeah, like I'm interested to see how it pans out.
You enjoy eating, bro. Don't worry about us.
What are you eating?
Oh yeah, what you eating? Let us know. And that bucket ride looked fucking insane. Like you go in a bucket and it takes you like that is mad. That's on your Instagram, guys. Make sure you're following Parks Bill on Instagram because they're showing all of like IAPA and stuff off. It's really cool. Yeah, make sure you do that.
Yeah, can't wait to hear them talk about it.
So I said something on Twitter. Yes,
I was going to say, should we address the elephant in the room?
Yeah. I said, so this to me pretty much confirms that Chessington is getting a Jumanji themed coaster. Now, I didn't say that as it's confirmed. Just want to clear that out for anybody who follows me on Twitter. Because a lot of people were like saying, don't confirm things like that. I'm like, I'm not confirming. I'm saying, like, to me, it feels like this is a Merlin IP that's been bought. Gardaland is owned by Merlin for anybody that doesn't know. So this is an IP now that Merlin now own to use. And the fact that Amazon Land is at Chessington it kind of, and the board from the concept art looks like the Jumanji board. I mean, 2 and 2 together, you get a Jumanji themed coaster in an area, which is cool because I feel like with this dark ride, they're going to do things that they obviously couldn't do at Chessington with what they had planned, with what restrictions they had. I think this dark ride is going to be absolutely amazing at Gardaland. Gardaland is one of them parks that I've always wanted to visit, like always wanted to visit. Like it just looks so pretty, looks beautiful. The rides they have there look incredible as well. And yeah, it's like Hyder Park, right? Like that's Merlin as well. We always forget about that. And Scott and Pleasure Beach Experience and Mark, but Scott and Mark went there, and I was watching their video, and I was just like, this does not look like a Merlin park. This looks like this. I was
just gonna say we've got. I
so
mean,
nice.
Harry from Coasterbots in the chat. He'd be a good person to chat to because he's been to Gardaland as well, and he even said in the chat just now, I just think the most interesting thing to him being that John Burton, the creative lead, said it was going to be their biggest dark ride to date.
Yeah.
Paraphrasing, I suppose. But
yeah, I mean, and if that's Merlin's biggest dark ride, then
yeah,
huge. And like, it's going to be, it's going to have to be, if it's going to be a biggest dark ride that Merlin have done, it's going to have to be a big budget. It's going to have, obviously it's a big budget. It's Jumanji. That wasn't cheap to get hold of. Don't be under any illusion that was really easy for Merlin to get. I can imagine that
definitely not.
It
mentions in an article about Attractions magazine that the franchise has taken in 2.1 billion in a global box office. It's Sony Pictures' biggest completely owned film franchise of all time.
Jeez.
So however much money Merlin will have had to shell out to grab at least some ownership of that IP, that's a pretty penny. That shit ain't cheap at all.
It is. And I mean, so like, are we excited? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think so. I think the right people are working on it with the right minds. Merlin recently, even like Mythica was something I wasn't interested in at all before it was actually open. And when it was open, and then like when I seen like how people reacted to it, that's made me want to go to Legoland next time I go down south. It's not somewhere I would usually go. It's not somewhere I would usually go. But now I'm going to make the effort next year. It's too late now, but next year I'm going to make the effort to go on Mythica. And I feel like all the creative minds that were behind that were behind Merlin's recent things, Croc Drop, Wicker Man, all these things that they've done recently, Merlin. And now they're going to go, right, they've got all of this amazing franchise to play with. Yeah. All of the animals, the creatures, the monsters, the characters, the actors, everything, the names. It's all there for them. They just need to go. It's basically they've got a Planet Coaster expansion pack that says Jumanji on it. Like that is what it is, and they're just going to go to town with it. And I'm really excited.
A lot of guidance for the storyline that they want to go down for these attractions as well. I kind of think with their newer additions, in terms of the stories, they could maybe use a bit of guidance as to like the objectives they want to accomplish,
the end goal they want to accomplish fleshing
out a beginning, middle, and end. But with an overarching story and world of like that is as layered as Jumanji is. There's a lot there's a lot of ideas that can flesh out from there, and they've also got the creative minds behind the franchise themselves and at Sony Pictures to liaise with and come to a good conclusion with that. So I'm excited. I would say I am excited. I would say I'm more interested to see what happens.
Definitely.
See how it pans
out. I'm interested to see. I'm just seeing mad effects in my mind. Like you look up like the dice rolls or whatever happens in the new movies. I don't know what happens in the new movie. What happens in the new movies when they roll that? It's something different, right?
No idea.
It's something
I have not
different.
seen the new one.
If you guys know, let us know in the comments in the chat. But like, can you imagine like the dice rolls, and then everything kicks off, lights, boom, 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 and then you end up in the jungle world from wherever you are. You go on like a mad story. Now you've got to go and help get these jewels of the jungle, whatever they're called. Very gangster granny, just saying. And then you got to
No dice. It's a console, apparently.
It's a console. Okay, it's a console. Sorry, Carl. No need to. It's a console. Jeez,
it's a fucking console.
It's a fucking Jumanji Dwayne Johnson
they
console.
Don't roll the
right?
dice in the movies? ? We haven't seen them.
Exactly, Sean. Yeah, as long as there's no cabbage soup, perfect.
It's completely different from the original.
Yeah. So, from one franchise to another, should we hop over to Universal and talk about what's going on there?
Yeah, I can do.
Come on, Mikhail, that was supposed to be smooth.
It was smooth. I was just taking one last look at the chat, but yeah. So I would say I'm a bit more excited about this one just because I suppose I'm a little close. I'm a little closer to this franchise than I am to Jumanji personally.
Who isn't?
But yeah, who isn't, to be fair?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, Universal Studios Japan earlier this week announced that they're going to be extending Super Nintendo World by adding a Donkey Kong themed expansion area to the back of Super Nintendo World. And I'm super excited about this one because if anyone in the chat or either of you guys follow Alicia Stella or Orlando Parkstop on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, those platforms, she is really, really, really good at just finding out information to do with Universal's newest additions and like from literally from like first rumors onwards. She finds out a lot. She finds out a lot of stuff and provides a lot of really quality information on.
That's awesome.
On new
get her on the podcast, Kyle.
I've never spoke to her. I just follow her work. But yeah, she provided a video on her YouTube about the area and about the roller coaster that's going to be included in that area as well. So that roller coaster is going to it seems like it's going to be a minecart themed roller coaster called Minecart Madness, and it's supposed to be a new kind of patented technology from Universal Creative called a boom coaster, where
wow.
So the ride vehicle that you'll be sat in is seemingly going to be sat on fake track, but the actual track that it will be attached to is off to the side of it, and then like attaching the car to the actual track is essentially a boom crane. It's not literally a boom crane, but like it's essentially a boom crane, and that technology will allow them to recreate create effects such as
derailing,
fake broken track for the minecart to jump over. So if anyone's played like any Donkey Kong games or anything like that, where you're riding like you're trying to escape from something in a minecart, and it might be bent track or broken track, you gotta like jump over a cliff face or anything like that. This new patented roller coaster model is going to be able to replicate that. And you just think of with the other creative abilities of Universal Creative, they're gonna be able to put so many different things into this ride experience. There's going to be indoor sections and outdoor sections. Obviously it's going to be story driven. It's going to be very interactive throughout the area from what it looks like in the concept art. Lush greenery, a lot of effects. Maybe animatronics, maybe
probably
set pieces in there.
Yeah.
Maybe some.
Yeah. Barrels, right? Barrels have to be chasing you at some point.
Yeah.
And
you can.
I reckon that, just to go back to that image, I reckon that they're going to throw themselves down. And from what you're saying, you're probably going to get the reaction like the barrel's going to hit the track, you're going to go over the track and then onto like another piece. It sounds very like Harry was saying, do you think they've had this idea for a while? Yeah. Donkey Kong himself will probably definitely more than likely make an appearance, Ben. I would definitely I'd put money on that. I'd put good money on that, definitely.
Harry said that like that Universal filed a patent for that way back. It's been in the works for several years now. It does look really interesting. I'm probably gonna be following that like a hawk, and once they have it testing and the POV start flying around and stuff, like, it's gonna be hard for me to not watch the hell out of all of those.
Oh no. No.
But yeah, in terms of the rest of the area, there's supposed to be, according to an article on Nintendo's website, there's going to be a few other interactive experiences in the area as a whole, themed merchandise and food. It looks like it's going to have the same level of immersion and the same sort of like directed immersion, in the sense of walking through an entrance portal, and once you get to the other side, you're just greeted by this, lush landscape. There's the Mayan temple in the back, so like your focus as you walk through goes right to the back of
where the trees are as well.
Right to the back of the area. Just like once you walk into Super Nintendo World, your eyes are immediately drawn to the square rolling hills, Bowser's castle, etc., etc. It looks like they're using the same design techniques for the Donkey Kong themed area as well.
It looks like that. Like it has a big like eye-catching piece, and then like everything follows around it, and you kind of immerse yourself in that area. Once you get attracted by that at the back, that kind of throws you in the area, it kind of pins you in this like this void of Donkey Kong, wouldn't it? That's kind of what it would do. I wonder if Diddy Kong would be there. That'd be cool. But yeah. Well, James, what were you going to say? You sound like you had something to say.
Yeah, I noticed on the press release from Nintendo that the addition of that area will increase Super Nintendo World by about 70%.
Yeah.
And looking on Google Maps, there is an area behind Super Nintendo World that is under construction, and I don't know the actual size of Nintendo World, but it looks about 70% bigger, so it looks like it's always been in the plans to be going there.
Definitely. Do you think we'll see this across the board at Universal then?
Potentially. I actually did see, I remembered the whole concept of the track being down below and it hooking on.
Yeah.
Someone did that in No Limits 2 years ago. I just found the video again. I'm assuming they saw the patent and went off of it. It was a Donkey Kong theme.
Yeah.
As well.
Wolf Raging 95 did a Donkey Kong themed coaster as well, which was really cool. That was quite an old one, but yeah, someone did do it like that, like you said. But it's obvious, isn't it? It's going to be barrels, portals, lots of ladders, and a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a really fun ride, like a really fun ride.
It's going to be a really fun area. If Super Nintendo World is anything to go by, like the interactive experiences alongside the Mario Kart Koopa's Challenge and the Yoshi ride as well, like the interactive experiences really round out that area, and it seems like they'll be doing the same thing in the Donkey Kong area. And I just love that design language. I'm sorry to keep harping on this, but like, I love that design language of having a really small entrance portal, and then you walk through that, and then you're just greeted by the area. It's the same thing Phantasialand have done with Klugheim and Rookburg as well, or Rookburg, however you pronounce it. You walk through the little portal, and you're just greeted by a whole a whole new world, to quote Aladdin.
A whole new world.
That's the wrong franchise. That's Disney, bro. You don't want to be doing a great yarn of snails and fairy tales right now. You don't want to be doing that.
Crossing paths I do not want to cross right now. Yeah, and I mean, Universal have done it before with Diagon Alley as well. Like Diagon Alley is completely the same over in Universal Studios Florida. Just greeted by the entire area as soon as you walk through the portal. I really like that way of building, and
it works.
I really do think there's a connection between Universal. It's a bit of a tangent, but like I really think there's a connection between Universal and Phantasialand, because the Lawful-Heart family, who own Phantasialand, have said that that the Universal parks are among their favorite parks, and I have to think that Universal Creative, spoke to the Lawful-Heart family or just some representatives of Phantasialand as they were building Velocicoaster as well, because you see the similarities and improvements from Taron to Velocicoaster. I really am fascinated
from designing aspect of it.
from a design perspective. Just to like, I don't know if this is something I'll ever get to hear about, but just any sort of communication or like inspirations between the two parks to see how they've spurred each other on for their design practices and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be, right? Because it's a similar style where they're limited to space as well. Obviously, they're probably not limited to like planning permission. For God's sake, that's probably not the thing. But like they've got an area they're going to build in, so they're going to try and make the most of that area. They've seen how Phantasialand did it with Tyrant and Fly, and they've probably gone, you know what, this can work. If we put a big franchise in this, make everything familiar to everyone, have unique selling points throughout that area, merch opportunities, restaurants, all that stuff, meet and greets with characters, it's gonna work. And Diagon Alley proved that straight away. I mean, you have to buy a wand to make something move on a mirror, and people buy that freaking wand and they do that thing on the mirror. Like it's a thing that's done. So it works. Universal are really smart, and I definitely agree with you on the Taron and the Velocicoaster thing there. 100%. It must have happened, especially maybe it was done through Intamin. Like they actually like got them together and like, this is how we, did to be a fly on the wall in that conversation would be like the dream.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. Ben in the chat. First of all, can we take a minute to appreciate Ben's YouTube name, Bendy Ink Machine?
Yeah, that's Ben King. He's been a massive fan of, massive supporter of Coaster Gen. Amazing, Ben.
Yeah, he says this new area takes me back to when I had my Nintendo and Super Nintendo, and Donkey Kong was his favorite game. Like I can completely relate, because when I had a Nintendo 64,
for sure.
one of my favorite games was Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah, man.
And if either of you played that or anyone in the chat played that, like I was addicted to that game. I rinsed the fuck out of that game. It was so good. It was that and Super Mario 64 for me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
GoldenEye and No Mercy, the best wrestling game ever made. N64 was just, at the time, it's just the best thing. They've got them like new arcade bars that they have out now where you can go and play like old consoles and stuff and get cocktails.
Yeah. That's so
dude
sick.
we need to do that. We need to get together and go like on some retro gaming, man, then film that for the channel. There's
a couple of leads.
Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah, there's one in Cardiff, which ironically its name is Kongs.
Really? Shout out to Kongs. Yeah, there's an arcade bar in Manchester. Well, it's in Bury. It's called the Arcade Bar, and that's exactly what it's got. Every corner is a projector, a console from ages ago, pinball machines, all that kind of stuff. We definitely need to get on that. Like N64 is proper retro. I agree. I got my first quick story. I got my first N64. I was on holiday with my auntie and my uncle, and I saved up all the way through the holiday. I was given like a certain amount of money a day, and I got to second to last day. I went into Cash Generator. I didn't get it new. I went into Cash Generator and I bought an N64 and GoldenEye, and man, I never looked back. That's such a good console. What
did you think when you first saw the controller?
At first, I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
What the fuck is this?
What's a C? What's a C button?
Like...
What's a C button? I'll try it like square circle. Like what? What's C? Oh no!
I was like, am I gonna have to keep like switching like positions on the controller to hold it?
Yeah,
and shit?
It's like but when you get used to it, though, it's a really nice way of playing a game. It's really nice, like playing Zelda on that, just like chilled back, using the thumbstick and stuff.
Yeah,
so good. N64 shout out. I should have worn my N64 hat tonight. I don't know why I didn't do that. But yeah, right. So that's Super Nintendo
really
World. Should we get onto the attendance reports? Now this is sad in a way, but it's kind of good because we can talk about like how we think it's improved from 2020. Like this is insane. It's not a very good quality picture, guys. I apologize for that in advance, but we'll read off the top anyway, if you can see it.
Yeah. I mean, you found this, didn't I?
I found this.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure. I wasn't even aware that TIA had released their annual report. But yeah, you can see on there how the numbers just nosedived from 2019 to 2020. And we were speaking when Luke put this in our chat, like we were speaking, and me and Sean had said that like on face value it looks a bit crazy, but like it does kind of make sense given the fact that parks were closed for like half of the 2020 season, and then for the second half of that season there were under capacity restrictions, so like they could only let so many people in the parks, so for obvious reasons. So like it makes sense why there was such a massive drop off, but just to see it in like
visual
form in a chart right there, you actually see like the visual evidence of it, like
minus 65.6%.
It's a bit crazy.
Yeah, but and that tells me, one of the biggest things to me is everyone who's been whinging like, parks aren't running at a limited capacity. There you go. Yes, they were, and there it is. That's the proof. Because you think they want to be minus 65.6% down on the whole capacity across the board? Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Like Fort Park 16th, like it's just the names that are there are just crazy where they're listed compared to where they have been. I should have got another list from 2019. We could have compared it properly, but we'll do that maybe in another episode. But it just speaks volumes to like how we're all now trying to give back to parks, trying to attend all these events, trying to get the latest merch. I mean, I'd love to see the merch sales in 2020 because I bet they were up. That'd be something I'd be interested in seeing. Because
I mean there was a time period where obviously no one could go anywhere and everyone was just buying everything they could possibly fucking find on the internet.
I bought VR, new CPU, and a new graphics card.
Yeah, exactly.
And I booked a holiday to Florida. Like that's what I did during lockdown.
Hey, I bought a whole computer in lockdown. It's
fine. You win. Yeah, you
VR headset.
Yeah. It was one of them, wasn't it? But there was a massive boom in merch sales for parks. They must have sold more than what they do when they're open. I mean, they were selling out things: Blackpool, Alton Towers, Fort Park. I mean, there's just some of them that we saw. I jumped on it, and but I'm going to be happier when I see 2021s, and definitely. Next when it comes out, I think it's going to be a lot better. I think it'll still be down, like maybe like 20% down, maybe. Because obviously some parks still aren't open. Some areas of the industry still aren't open. But I think once everything opens, it's probably just going to be like 20, maybe 30% down. But it'll be interesting to see. We'll have to have a little bit of a bet on that one. Maybe with Sean. He owes me a tenner because it's definitely a B&M at Chesington. Sorry,
I feel like I remember seeing. I'm not even close to remembering the specific parks, but I feel like I've remembered seeing that some parks have already reached and surpassed the numbers from 2019 in terms of the numbers they're doing in 2021. And honestly, I believe it because no one's been able to travel abroad until like recent months. everyone's been in their respective countries, and then like that's why we've seen so many people commenting on how busy the parks have been, and seemingly surprised by it. But like, you know, no one's been able to go abroad until recent months. Everyone's been going to their home parks and going to parks in their home countries. You know, in a more general sense of the word, staycations have been up all year. You know, parks like it wouldn't surprise me if parks were doing better numbers than 2019, because, you know, obviously in 2019 we could truffle.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, it's one of them. Like I work in the leisure industry. I work on a golf course, and the amount of scores submitted, a little fact for you, I've said this before, but the amount of scores submitted in 2019 was already beaten by July in 2021. So the whole year of 2019 scores submitted to England Golf was beaten within 3 months of lockdown being lifted.
Yeah,
that is how we latched on to our leisure in this country. We jumped at any opportunity we had to get out and support like our local parks and leisure facilities, you know. And it definitely 100%. Staycations, like, I mean, I've been on one, and I wouldn't normally do that, and it was great. You know what, it was great to stay in the country, and which I probably will do more of it, to be fair. I had just as much fun.
Yeah, I've gone down to Bournemouth twice.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I went to Norfolk, and it was great. It was nice to have a different kind of getaway, if you know what I mean. Like, it was definitely more of a mental relaxation process.
I was going to say, did it feel more relaxed to do that than, say, going abroad somewhere?
Yeah, it did. Like, there was no stress. Like, I literally jumped on a train, got off, went to a hotel, boom, done. Like that was it. I mean, the train was 5.5 hours, but it was a train. Long ass train, but it was worth it, because when we got to Cromer, it's beautiful. It's a nice little seaside town. You know, ice cream for £1.50. Like, it was great. It was just nice. It was just nice to get away. I think we should do that more. But obviously, saying that, obviously, a hypocrite of my own word. Like, I'm going to Florida next year, so it's
I was going to say, like the staycation.
Yeah,
cool
I can't.
I got shit to do.
No, I got shit to do. We're going to Fantastic Land in January as well. Like.
And
that's our places to be, bro.
Chill. We're literally about to book it.
Your holiday away, Norway. Yeah, that cabin was insane. Tell them the story about the cabin you've actually booked, just briefly.
Well, we haven't booked it yet.
No, but about the cabin, because this is insane. Like, you would never think this.
So
it's somewhere to stay anywhere.
Not too far from Oslo. And it is what?
What's its name?
Oslo. That's the actual pronunciation.
Okay. I'm just making sure that your tongue was working. That's all.
No. Yeah. So it's about 45 minutes south of the city, and it's just this nice little kind of modern but very Nordic cabin.
Yeah. Next to a lake.
That sounds cool.
Literally next to a lake. Has a hot tub as well. Yeah. Massive projector that you can pull, like screen that you pull down, covers an entire wall.
Can I just add this? So. It has Tesla charging ports as well.
So yeah.
You can charge your Tesla.
The site has electric charging and stuff, because they're all big on having renewable stuff. To be fair, the other cabin that we were looking at,
awesome. I can charge my Tesla.
It was a lot cheaper. Yeah, the other cabin we were looking at was, I think it was a 2.5 hour drive from the city.
Yeah.
It was really cheap, but we realised why it was so cheap.
In the middle of buttfuck nowhere.
Yeah. No, lovely kind of scenery.
In the middle of the lake.
Literally lake next to it again, up on a massive like hilltop. And we were just looking through these photos. It was a proper old, rustic kind of wooden Nordic hut, log burner, everything. The toilet is an eco toilet, compost one. The shower is outside.
Oh god!
Bearing in mind the average temperature when we're going is 3 degrees.
So it's a lodge for Bear Grylls, is what you're telling me.
And the hot
they have
tub
to eat
that
the
they
snow
have,
to stay alive.
no,
bro.
the hot tub there, you had to pay 500 kroner to use as well on top of your booking, which is about 50 quid.
Wow.
Oh my god!
Right, now tell us the story about the cabin itself.
What?
So it was one, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, so the fancy one, the one that we are actually going to go and say it. The owner of it, it was him and his cousin. They actually competed on a Norwegian reality TV show against other people building cabins, and they won that cabin. So
I just find that so crazy. Like, can you imagine you just going through? Oh, this has been on TV. Like,
literally, it's so cool.
This has been won. Like,
But yeah, should
crazy.
hopefully be booking that in the next couple of days. So.
But I can't wait to see the images of that, like sunrises, sunsets. You know, like
Well,
that's gonna be...
yeah, sunrise and sunset. It's about 6 hours of daylight when we go.
Oh, so you'll be updating your Instagram every 12 hours, just like this is what it is.
It's dark.
Just make sure you don't have to pay extra for the TV remote. Yeah.
Yeah,
oh no,
like
this one has Netflix, Disney,
have to do that in
Plus, Apple
Blackpool.
TV, and all that included. So
I can't believe they made us pay £20 for a TV remote. The TV didn't even fucking turn on. Like, come on. It didn't even have power. The room didn't have. I'm convinced them power sockets were turned off, like completely off. But yeah, right, guys. What are you saying in the chat? Let us know if you've got any topics you want us to cover quickly. Please do bring them up. Now is your chance. And like I said, guys, before, if you're listening to us on Spotify, please do follow us. And we have new episodes every week. We're over on YouTube around 7-8 p.m. around that time live. Do come and join us, and yeah, we will try and get to all the topics that you come up. Also, if you have anything that you want to ask in the comments after this video goes live, please do drop a comment. Leave a like on this video, subscribe if you are new, and hit the notification bell. But yeah, right. Is that it for the news?
I think so. Yeah. It was a short one today.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Short one this time. It's been a relatively quiet week, to be fair.
it has. But oh wait, I'm going to bring up the new towers thing they're doing at Christmas.
Oh yeah. You shared that today, didn't you?
Yeah, I got the press release off them earlier, and I read it, and I was like, "This sounds amazing!" So, got like Christmas markets. They've got like they've teamed up with Lightopia, which do different light shows and stuff. I don't know much about them, but the fact that they've teamed up with someone to do this, it's cool that they're putting an event on at Christmas instead of just like come and see Santa. They're actually doing something for everyone. Like, I'm really interested to see how this. I'm that interested in this. I'm gonna go, and I would never have dreamed going to towers at Christmas. So it's worked. The market.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna have CBeebies Land open as well in that image. So
yeah,
that'd be cool. Something for the young'uns to do.
Potentially a coaster,
or you,
maybe. Not me.
Or you.
Just going around on posting.
Octonauts. No, Octonauts. Jump on Octonauts.
Mate, if they have Octonauts open, I'm there. That's the best.
Yeah,
that's the best coaster in the park.
It is. It's so smooth. It's forceful. It's got plenty of airtime. You get wet. You go on twice. Wow, it's great. What a ride. But yeah, like they've got Christmas markets. They've got obviously they've got meet and greet and stuff like that. But I'm interested in the light show because the light show in the gardens last year at Scarefest was really nice. And I enjoyed just walking around. Like, it took me back. It was a bit of nostalgia. Imagine what they used to do, like back in the day in the gardens and stuff. Well, obviously with a lower budget. But I'm excited for this. I really am excited for this. A good Christmas market, lots of nice food. I can imagine the food's going to be beautiful. Lots of hot chocolates. Maybe they'll do a Christmas Alton Towers mug as well. You'll be able to pick that up probably. £10 hot chocolate, free mug, marshmallows. They'll have all the burners out there and stuff. It's gonna. I think it's gonna be really cool.
I think.
Will they have a coaster open?
I think Towers is the perfect park to
definitely
having a. Let me get my words out. Words are hard, people.
They are
the perfect park to have an event like that.
Correct, sir. I agree. I agree. I can't think of a park that's more suited to families to do that. That is, magical. I don't mean that as a diss on any other family park, but Alton Towers is fucking magical. Like, let's get that straight. Like, you've got the history, the heritage, the characteristic, the atmosphere of the place. It's the UK's. I hate saying it. It's the UK's Disneyland. It's what it is, and it's perfect. Keep doing this kind of stuff, Towers. I know. I hate it.
I'm just gonna skip past that. Yeah. Yeah. No. Just to be honest, like all of that of what you said, and just the setting of
all of that.
Well,
are you sure?
Minus one.
I didn't want to say it for the mainstream.
Yeah, just the setting. I think, especially down Tower Street, across the lake. No. I'm not saying it's like that. I'm saying the setting of Alton Towers is gonna be good for this event. That's what I'm saying. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah. No. You didn't say that. I said that taking a dig at the media. That's basically why I just said that. Just clearing that up. Sarcastic.
There's no wires crossed here.
No.
Yeah, no. Just the setting of that park, and some of the sight lines that, especially down the front of that park with, I was saying Tower Street across the lawns, across the lake. That pathway that goes in between Spinball Wizard down to where you can split off to go to X Sector, or like in front of the towers. There's a lot of areas in that area, in that sort of main hub of the park where they can do a lot in terms of the presentation of a sort of winter theatrical event. So I think it could look really good, and I hope they get a lot of custom from it, because we may see a coaster open.
Maybe they do get a lot of
maybe not at this one, but in future events.
Yeah, this could be a pilot like Oktoberfest was last year, and you've seen what they've done this year with Oktoberfest. So this could be the start of something that's big all year, every year. Like, it could become a main event for them, one of the main events, because you have the fireworks, and then that's it. Now, if they're going to stay open and then Christmas comes along and it's going to be December time, you can go Towers, maybe ride Spinball, maybe, I'm feeling February half-term vibes to an extent, and they could do it because it's only December. It's not that cold yet. They could run some of the coasters. Imagine if they fire up Wicker Man. Like, I'm there if they do that.
We'll see. It'll depend on I suppose what the temperature that the manufacturers have specified that the coasters can run at currently. It may be too soon to be able to give the coaster the ability to be operated this year. But like I said, if this event gets a lot of visitors and a lot of demand for it moving forward and going on into the future, then maybe future iterations of this event could include some coasters if the demand is there for it.
Sorry, which I think rain, guys. It's absolutely chucking it down outside my window.
Oh, really?
Sorry if you can hear that. Yeah, I could like hear something. I was like, "What's that?" And I just looked out. It's like sideways rain, like outside my window.
It's raining sideways.
Yeah,
it's raining sideways.
It's raining sideways.
Right. But yeah, just to address the chat, we got a few questions.
I'm all for having Christmas dinner in the Towers. That would be something I would pay for. Imagine that would be insane.
That would be nice. Sort of like a grand hall in Harry Potter kind of vibe to it.
Yeah, man, definitely. That'd be incredible.
Bully for You says, asks opinions on the new trailers maze at Thorpe. Do you guys what do you guys think of this? I don't really know much about this maze, if I'm honest.
It's the one. It's the movie-based one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the one where you're in
Yeah.
like some
Characters.
sort of cinema. I've not really followed it much.
No, I
I'm not
haven't.
going.
No,
I'm
neither
not
have
going
I.
to Fright Nights this year. Plans subject to change. That's what's happened. I'm going to Scare Maisie and I'm going on the Towers Times event. I know that's a bit off subject, but that's going to be my scare attraction for this year. Next year, I know that I had quite a few things planned with a few people, and a lot of plans have changed recently. So, yeah, I'm good. Like anything new down at Thorpe is positive. I'm going to say it, and I say it every time we talk about Thorpe Park and something new. Like, they just need to get a new ride at Thorpe. It has to happen. They're just riding the coattails of everything they've got. They're running them dry. They need a new coaster at Thorpe, and
They need to put Samurai out of its misery. That's what they need to do.
For sure. They need
Oh
to.
my God.
Yeah, that thing.
That thing is running on fumes, man. My God, it was going so slow when I was there.
The music's
we walked past
faster
it on the
than
way
the
to
actual
Swarm.
ride.
We walked past it. We walked past it on the way to Swarm. And we were just like, don't look at it. Like we're having a happy day. Let's not bring ourselves down.
Okay, so you walk in, you see the Swarm, you see stuff, you see Tidal Wave.
Did I say Swarm? I meant Saw. Sorry.
No, you see Vortex, then you see Saw, then you see a flat ride that's dying. Then you look at Colossus and go, that needs painting. Then you walk over and see Loggers Leap's closed. It's like that corner of the park is just like on its ass. That's what it feels like. They need to. Yeah. I hate going down there. Like, so I wish Saw wasn't there and I won't have to walk down there. Just seeing that area just in ruins. Like, I mean, if the Black Mirror queue, like I was just looking at Slammer the whole time. It's like, why aren't you there properly?
Well, you know, what's the scare maze? Platform 15 down there that's having its last year this year. You know, the guys that Pleasure Beach Experience, Scott, Mark, Mike, those guys, they seem to be convinced that there could be a major addition going in that area where that scare maze is at the moment. I mean, it doesn't seem like a far-fetched, you know, idea to think that something could go there. It doesn't seem far-fetched at all. I would love to see something of magnitude be added there in the coming years, but I guess we'll see.
So that says, do you think they keep Slammer and Loggers Leap there for planning permission? So they like to have a permanent thing there and you can apply around it. That's not a bad shout. I've never actually thought about that. That is something I've never actually considered.
Well, they do ladder they do ladder training. They use Slammer for ladder training, don't they?
Do they?
Yeah.
There's no other ladders in the park. Like,
I'm pretty sure.
In there?
well, some kind of training they use Slammer for.
There it is. I was waiting for it.
Leap, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, come off it.
Okay, so we've gone really off topic. We've gone on to like RMCs now popping up for. Yeah, great. I think it's cool that you know, the people that are involved with the Fright Nights this year, I think it's awesome. I think they're doing a great job. Very Stranger Things vibe down there at the moment. It's cool, and that's something that, believe it or not, that James put me onto. Like the other day, made me watch episode 1, and I'm like hooked. So.
You've only just started watching
he's
it
not
now?
watched it. He's not watched it.
I've not watched it.
You're in for a treat.
He forced me to watch it, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is amazing."
He's in for a treat, and isn't going to have to wait long for season 4. I've had to wait 3 years.
Same, bro.
maybe it was planned. Like I planned like
3 years already.
Like Vikings, I watch Vikings like all the time, and I've give it like 2 seasons break. Me and Danielle give it like a 2-season break, so we're gonna like binge watch it in winter. Just wait for that bad weather days. Just get Vikings on, get some munchies, and just watch it. Like that's what we're gonna do. And I feel like Stranger Things that could be a thing as well. So, and I've got a feeling that my Funko shelf is gonna get full of Stranger Things like pretty soon. So,
I've seen, you're gonna go crazy once you start.
You know what I'm like. I'll have a new Stranger Things hat at some point. Yeah,
from
everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah. Right.
All right.
Main event. Let's go.
Is it time? Is it that time?
It's time.
Right.
It's time. But before it's time.
That's the best we have. I wish
code.
we had. I wish we had like some proper kind of.
Yeah,
like
we need
crazy
we need to
intro
we
for
need to
this.
do this. We need to do this properly. Shout out to everyone that was screaming in the Blackpool Pleasure Beach Big One station
That
as
was
well.
That was a crazy. Do you know what's so funny about that? Like as they were doing that, and the person was the write off was, you know, just hammering the shit out of the
I was deaf.
The dispatch noise. He kept it down one time, and it just kept going louder and louder and louder, and it was reminding me of Top Thrill Dragster's launch cable sound.
You said that to me. You said that to me.
Yeah,
It sounds like Top Thrill Dragster. I was like, wait, yes.
Like the sound that the launch cable makes as it's, you know, firing the train down the launch track, it literally sounds like that. And I was like, what the fuck?
That's
but
brilliant.
yes.
Right.
Now,
Speaking of top thrills.
Okay.
We are doing something new. Right. I'm gonna let Mikhail tell us what's going on, because this was his idea. But I'm just gonna put this out now. This is gonna be a big thing going forward. This is gonna be a big thing going forward. But Mikhail,
well, it's just a fun thing we can plug into episodes, isn't it?
Yeah.
So essentially, what it is, if anyone has you know, followed any kind of American sports, they do drafts to for teams to select rookie players coming out of you know, high level colleges and universities. The NBA does it, the NFL does it. I'm pretty sure
I think every sports franchise,
Major League Baseball and hockey do, like at least the four major sports over there do it.
Wrestling does it as well, believe it or not.
Oh, do they? Oh, cool.
Yeah, for shows. Nice.
Yeah, so what we are gonna do is basically a coaster draft, where we what we're gonna do is we take turns to pick 6 coasters and try and make an ideal coaster lineup. Like we're all gonna end up at the end of it. We're all gonna end up with a coaster lineup each, and we want you guys in the chat to just basically vote and decide on which coaster lineup you think is the best one. We want the one that's like the most ideal to start a park with, maybe, or just like, you know, because it's only 6, because we don't want this to last for fucking 2 hours or whatever.
This could be its own thing.
Yeah.
Legit, this could be. I could sit here for hours doing this.
It's good. Yeah. Think of it as like the top 6 in a coaster lineup. We're not going to bother with kiddie coasters, because what point is there? Like,
any unknowns? If Sean's listening, but nobody's going to be
no any unknowns.
Unknown coaster 1, unknown coaster 2. I should have just done that.
Yes, Dan. See, WWE draft starts Friday. There you go, on SmackDown.
There you go.
That's gonna be fun.
But yeah, just like an ideal top 6 of a coaster lineup. You know, whether you want it to be the most well-rounded or the unknown.
Yeah, let's just
call it park unknown.
There we go.
Unknown land.
I feel like I'm on the trampoline doing that.
Forced perspective.
No,
so yeah, I think we all get the gist of what we're trying to do. And no infusion coasters. Yes. Infusion's off limits. Fuck that ride.
Oh, we should have all had to pick one SLC like that.
Oh no, it's too late now. I've already.
It's too late now. I know what I would choose. Straight up, I would choose Kamali. That's what.
So we picked before we started recording, we decided who was going to go first, and we decided that James is going to pick first, I'm going to pick second, and Luke unfortunately gets third pick.
So should we start it off from the top?
Yes.
Note by the way, I had no idea what I was going to pick, and I chose this about 10 minutes before we started.
James
so.
literally knew about
Yeah.
But I get the power play here because the top of my list, there's 3 that I know one of both of you are going to choose one of the other ones that I don't.
One coaster is on all 3 of our lists. We don't need to say it.
Guaranteed.
We all know what it is.
But starting off, I am
What
going
is
to
your-
choose
what is
my
your
first
first
coaster.
Right, okay. Just before you do, can you write in the comments? Can you type in the comments
I
on
can
this?
do from my own thingy. My own
Yeah,
account.
do that. Do that then.
I'll make mine into a list and just put it all in one big group.
Yeah, when we've picked, like, we need to put our lists in the comments so I can pull them
Yeah.
up then on the screen. Yeah.
And
Okay.
at the,
Right, sorry.
at the end of all our picks, we'll list off the all our lineups, just from top to bottom, just so you all know, so you all are reminded of what we have.
I am, for my first pick, going to jump in there and steal Vengeance.
Oh,
okay.
Oh,
Because I didn't pick Vengeance.
Oh, what? Really? Steve? First
I'm
pick?
stealing Steve.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Mikhail,
I'll be
if you
nice and
don't-
I'll leave one of the good ones for you.
that-
Okay. All right.
I'm-
I'm not mad.
I'm
Good,
shocked.
good, fast-paced RMC. I've got to have an RMC in there.
Nice.
Yeah, sure. I'm not saying it's a bad pick. I'm just saying, like, Mikhail, what?
Well, Mikhail's now got the one that he wanted, so
I mean,
But he's probably thinking about it now. Like, should I?
I'm deciding between 2 at the moment. Aaron said Rita times 6.
He did. There you go. So that's Aaron's picks.
wait. No, what you do is you take Rita 6 times and just link the layout onto it and just have one giant layout.
It still wouldn't be as long as the mine train. It would be. But... Right, Mikhail, come on.
All right.
So
all
Mikhail,
Send it home. Come on.
See, for fuck's sake, I'm trying to decide between, because I know if
You know what
I
I'm
go
gonna
for-
pick. Yeah.
If I don't go for this, I know exactly where you're gonna go.
Yeah, you do.
So, yeah. All right. I'm taking Velocicoaster off the table.
yeah, it was on my list. It was on my list.
Velocicoaster off the table. I have
No.
to because I'm.
I'm gonna fold that out.
I knew that's exactly where you were gonna go. So I was like,
I was shocked that James didn't go for that. Like,
to be honest, I was
Mind
convinced you were
games.
gonna
Mind games.
mind games. Yeah, I don't know what
So,
second
Luke.
pick's gonna be. Fury 325.
Oh, you bastard!
That is
You
still a fucking top
absolute-
pick. That is still a top pick. You like that? You
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We were gonna.
It had
The
to be.
funny thing is, we were gonna lose out. Like, we were all gonna lose out at some point. There's too many world class coasters to pick. So like, we're all gonna. I predict that we're all gonna have at least one that makes the other 2 of us go, "You motherfucker!"
Yeah.
Like, I wanted that one.
And this is
So-
why this concept works.
My next pick,
Go for it.
Taron.
Solid. I'm not mad at it.
Harry's probably like screaming at the screen right now. Why'd you pick Taron? Why?
He's
James
like,
picked
Tiger's
Taron.
right there. Helix is right there.
Oh, okay.
There he is, literally.
Oh, is he in the chat? I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
Oh. Right. Right. So Fury 325 is off the table, isn't it?
That's gone. That's mine. That's
Yeah,
in my
that's-
pack.
Yeah, that belongs to Luke. So I'm gonna take that on my list. Oh, that's.
This is what I was saying
that's
before,
annoying.
guys. This is going to be its own thing. We're going to produce this. This is going to be something like, seriously, if you're not subscribed, you need to, because this is going to be a thing that's going to be awesome. We're going to get everybody on. It's going to be like probably a 4-hour stream, maybe. Like it's going to be like mad. It's going to be crazy.
This will be fun moving forward. See how we
definitely
what other kind of things we include that we want to drop.
Yeah.
Okay, so for my second pick, I'm gonna take one of my, like, it's like top 2 bucket list for me. I'm taking Zadra.
Ooh, that was in my mind. I didn't put it on my list at all, though. Like, maybe I should have.
Really?
Yeah, Zadra.
That's
I was thinking about it. Yeah.
I'm just like, if you know me and my coast preferences, like, I put sense of speed and aggression above pretty much everything. And just like, I would even between like Zadra and Steel Vengeance, I would probably go with Zadra. I feel like once I can't comment too extensively, having not ridden it yet. It's like, like I said, like top 2 on my bucket list, but I feel like I will prefer Zadra to Steel Vengeance, just because the pacing just looks fucking ridiculous on it.
That fucking speed hill after the first drop that has just pure lats. It just looks like it's full of lats. It's like,
dude,
good.
The drop.
Yeah,
drops straight into structure. You can't see shit, and then you
isn't
just
it the same
speed
height of Iron Gwazi as well? Isn't it the
Yeah.
same height as Iron Gwazi? And I didn't realize. I was watching Tim Tracker video, and he kind of panned from the entrance up to Iron Gwazi's lift hill, and I was like, holy shit, that thing's tall. I was like, that is a structure. Like, that is a structure from the floor, because like what are they called? Midway Mayhem. Yeah, Midway Mayhem always show it from like behind or from drone, or from like from perspectives away. This was from the floor in the park looking up, and it hit me. I was like, holy shit, that thing better be open when I'm there. Like, that was so cool. Okay, so you pick Zadra.
Indeed.
I'm gonna pick Nemesis.
Okay.
Number 2. Like, I want Nemesis in my park. It's a fucking beast of an invert.
Stole that from my top list.
Yeah. I had a feeling that would be one of yours, like lower down. So that's why I've gone for its second pick.
I like it. I like it a lot. Solid pick. I actually didn't have Nemesis listed, believe it or not.
Wow.
But
is that still your top UK coaster?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
100%. Just,
and we were saying before we went live, we were like, have we got too much European, like, park, too much European, too much American parks? Like, it's one of them. James,
I'm gonna throw the ball out there. It's gonna be a bit of a different one.
Okay,
that's what we've already had, and I'm gonna go for Gardaland.
Nice.
Okay. Nice.
Purely for it is a very unique coaster.
It's very unique.
It would be a showpiece. Like, Steve is off to the side in this park. Gardaland is actually the showpiece.
Gardaland's slap bang in the middle of the park. Like, that's what you can see from
Steve's kind of up to the corner.
Oh, the footage that Scott got from that as well. Like, that
genuinely, we were playing around with No Limits Park. From the stream the other day, same people.
Yeah.
And they did a version of Gardaland. I did not know what actually happened in that ride, and now that I know, I'm like, Jesus Christ, fuck me.
Ow.
I would hate it, but love it at the same time.
He redeemed himself.
I did.
Harry, if you want to get involved in this when we do like the big draft, let us know. We'll get you on. I think.
However,
cool.
I am now on to choosing from my backup list because
oh shit, really? We've taken like 3 of your picks already.
Yeah, Velocicoaster, Nemesis, and Fury 325 were all on my main list.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So I think I know what I think I know what Kyle's going to pick next, but we'll see.
Where do I want to go from here? We've been sat here talking. I didn't even think about what I wanted next.
Yes, nice, sick. That'll be awesome. That'll be so good. That'll be so good.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. No, I know what I want.
Okay.
So for my number 3 pick, I'm gonna go with Montu.
Oh, I might steal your 4th pick.
I don't think you will, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie to you, but yeah.
Montu, you really like that invert, don't you? You love it.
Montu is my favorite.
I'm so hyped to get on Montu.
B&M invert overall. It's
even over Black Mamba.
Oh yeah. I love Black Mamba, but
yeah, I was gonna say
Montu, like the way I would describe Montu is like it's so like if you think about B&M inverts in general, you have your large scale ones, your Montus, Alpengeist, Raptor, Afterburn, etc., right? Katon, Banshee, all of those. And then you have your smaller scale ones, you have Nemesis, Black Mamba, Osiris, etc. Those ones that really like hug the ground, low to the ground, a lot of whippy elements and transitions and stuff. I actually think Montu is the one that combines both of those worlds the best.
Perfect. I agree.
Because in the first half, it has the huge the loop, the Immelman, the whippy 0G roll, a lot of big, large scale elements, and a lot of sense of speed, especially in the tunnel in between the loop and the Immelman. A lot of speed, a lot of sense of speed, a lot of sense of aggression, and then in the second half, it gets down into the trenches. Like it's like the second loop is almost half in a trench, and then like it's just diving in and out of trenches. The corkscrew before the brake run, and then I didn't forget about it. The god tier element above all of them, the Batwing. That thing is that is up there as
including
one of my
trenches.
Favorite. That's one of my favorite elements. That's one of my favorite inversions on any coaster. It's so intense. It's so aggressive.
It looks it. It looks
so good, man.
Yeah, I can't wait to get on that thing. I hope that I get a good few rides on Montu. Like that is a coaster that it's like the Hulk for me. Watching over from here and then looking at the States when I was growing up, like Montu, Hulk, Cumber, all them rides there.
Yeah.
It's like they're the free like musketeers of the coasters that I want to get on over there, like big time. But yeah, I might throw you guys off with this next one. I'm gonna choose Fly for my third pick.
Bastard. That was my next one.
I knew it. So I said I'll take your 4th pick any day. That is it. Fly to me is just next level coaster innovation, just packaged up with a theme, with an area, the soundtrack, the merch you can get off Fly. Like I'm getting a hotel with my coaster. Do you know what I mean? Like that is big. That's big.
You're getting a whole
not many coasters you can say that with. Well. Fly without shadow of a doubt, it's got to be in that top 3. Has to be. I mean, I've not ridden it yet, and we are going out there in January. So, oh man, every time I think about that, we're actually going on this trip. I just get so hyped, so excited.
Spoiler, we're going to Fantasia.
Yeah, we're going to Fantasia.
Guess anyone was unaware.
I'm glad I got that in, definitely, because I have a hotel now, so I can charge what is it, $8,000 for like 2 nights or something.
Not quite that bad.
Guys, you get a 3-course meal.
Let's talk about that for a sec. Like everything that you get in that deal to stay at Charles Lindbergh, because you get a whole, once you break down everything that you get in that deal, excuse me, you start to see that the price is kind of justified, because someone takes Shellraiser.
You can have Shellraiser.
You get 2 nights in a themed experience hotel. It's an experiential hotel. It's not just any hotel. You get a meal at the restaurant in Ruckberg. Fly fast pass. access to the themed bar in the Charles Lindbergh Hotel. You get to walk around Rookburg until midnight. Like, just you have free reign in Rookburg until not free reign, but you know what I mean. You get to
operate the ride.
You get to
No, Luke, on your track record from yesterday.
Oh God, yeah, I don't want to be
anywhere
operating. No, absolutely not. If you guys haven't seen that stream, that was so funny. Like, it was an hour and a half of carnage. Oh, it's so good. But yeah, you're right.
Sean
The
said,
vibe, yeah, he's right. The rooms do look small.
They do look tiny. I mean,
I
think
think
it's supposed to be
kind of
replicating like, what's the word I'm looking for? Aeronautical cabins.
Yeah. That aesthetic. That's kind of what
yeah. But like, yeah, I mean, I don't like the only reason I'd stay there is for access to the walkways over the area. Like, yeah, there's that too. Like the views you'll get like overlooking Rookburg from the walkways and balconies. Yeah. I mean, it's like all of that is included in the price. Oh, plus two park tickets as well.
Yeah.
Like you get 2 days.
You get the day before and after. So
yeah.
So
Yeah,
my fourth choice.
Go for it. Explain why as well. After you've not really done much explaining, you've just kind of gone, "I'm first, bitch." So you get out of the way.
Like, fucking said so.
So I am going to stay on the theme of Fantasia.
Oh,
and take Black Mamba.
There you go.
Wow. There it is.
Partially because I've got a very kind of sit downy experience at the moment, and it's a bucket list coaster for me. It looks very, very fun, quite intense.
It is,
and
really good.
It's
really
like
good.
just the interaction that it has with the kind of hotel, and I get a hotel of mine as well. With a hotel, and kind of like
perfect to pull that up.
Yeah, yeah, it is just bucket list coaster. It looks like so.
Fucking hell, Aaron! You can pay £8 at Fort.
To stay in a fucking shipping container. Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
So bad.
Condensation.
All right.
This. Yeah, I agree with that. Like, your lineup is very like thrill. Like, yeah, that's cool.
That is what I'm going for.
Yeah,
it's very
thrill and theme.
What are your top four at the moment?
I have got
James
Steve,
is
Karen, Carnan, and Black Mamba.
Black Mamba.
I'm still laughing that you took Steel Vengeance and we were all surprised by it.
Yeah.
Right. My fourth pick. Again, it's between two that I'm choosing at the moment, but I don't think you're gonna go with. I don't think either of you will go with one of the ones that I'm mulling over. So I'm gonna go. We've got three very beastly steel coasters at the moment, so I'm gonna add a Woody into the mix. I'm gonna add a wooden coaster in the mix. I'm gonna go with
wooden coaster.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with
Nick
Troy.
Luke. Luke. I'm afraid I have to take your first answer, so Nick Streak will be your next choice.
Mate, this isn't no chase. Like, this is
no take back season.
No. So you're going with
I'm gonna go with Troy at Toverland.
Solid choice.
Because it was between, because I wanted to include a wooden coaster, and most particularly I wanted to include a GCI Twister.
Yeah.
It was between it was between Troy and Thunderhead for me. So Thunderhead is my favorite GCI coaster that I've done. And honestly, Troy looks like the. Is Sean playing along?
Yeah, I reckon there's a bar full of them at IAPA right now playing.
Like,
Guys on the big screen, Sean.
Put it in lists.
Hello, IAPA.
For
Imagine
those
if we
listening in the
actually were
podcast, he
on
said,
there.
"Fuck's sake, man, I wanted that."
Yeah.
Listen on the stream,
that's
sorry.
true.
Yeah. Yeah, like aside from like you could say Mystic Timbers at Kings Island or Gold Striker, uh, California's Great America, or even maybe Ghost Rider at Knott's Berry Farm. I think Troy might be one of like maybe 2 GCIs that I think could beat Thunderhead for me. Like Troy looks like Thunderhead slightly scaled up a bit in terms of GCI knew what the fuck they were doing when they made Troy. Like in terms of its twistiness, its conviction, how fast paced it is right until the end. Like it looks like a hell of a fucking GCI, man. Like,
Yeah.
and like it like a lot of I think a lot of GCIs can be perceived to be like family coasters.
Yeah.
Or like even less so perhaps. Like Troy is like well in that conversation of those that this ain't no family coaster. It ain't no family coaster at all. Like it looks that way. I haven't ridden it yet. Like, but it looks that way. Definitely looks that way. So yeah, I'm going with Troy for my 4th pick.
Okay, that brings it back to me. I'm gonna go with Maverick.
Nice pick.
Yeah,
That's
that
a nice
thing,
pick.
that has everything that you've just explained. Like, and more. You know, I might even leave the old Heartline roll in there as well. Just
Oh Lord.
I had to pick Maverick. It's a bucket list coaster for me personally. It looks insane from start to finish. That thing doesn't stop. Well, it does stop and then it launches again. But it
doesn't stop completely.
It just looks insane. It looks so good, and I love every picture from Cedar Point of Maverick is a work of art. Like the ride, the way it's set, the setting of the ride, the whole area, it's not really a theme, but kind of is. It just looks spectacular, and it looks like a coaster that in any seat at any time of the day will just
literally any seat.
Yeah, it will.
It doesn't matter what you say.
It's because nuts. It's a nuts ride. It just
batshit insane.
Yeah, honestly, I've never say it's bucket list. Like if that's the thing, right? If I went to Cedar Point tomorrow, that would probably be like my first ride. I would go to Maverick, and then it'd be Steel Vengeance, and then obviously Top.
Is that the one for you? Whenever you think of Cedar Point, like it's Maverick first.
Yeah, it's Maverick first for me, definitely. Yeah. Like Top Thrill, Millennium Force is up there as well because obviously, like growing up, in the 90s and 2000s, seeing Millennium Force on the Discovery Channel was like, this thing is fucking insane.
Millennium Force was that coaster for me, same as Maverick is for you. Millennium Force was that coaster for me for that reason.
Yeah. It just looks incredible, and I'm so jealous of anyone that's ridden it. And I wish there's no reason why we cannot have more of them over here as well. Like we have the footprint available for these rides. Maverick. It's just a solid pick. I think my picks are pretty safe, but they do offer a lot.
And people, I think more needs to be said about the significance of Maverick in the sense that Maverick changed the game. Maverick, like you think about where the shift was from,
for sure,
from height, speed, and length. Maybe not so much length, but height and speed being the focus.
Yeah, the highest, the fastest.
The coaster wars were defined by the height, the tallest and fastest coasters. You talk about like how the parks focus on their highest quality coaster attractions, going from that to like more creative layouts and varied experiences and stuff like that. It started with Maverick.
Yeah,
Maverick was the one in 2007 that changed the whole game. when those animations came out, like loads of people like it's only it's only like it's only like 100 feet tall or something like that. It only does what 70 miles per hour
only
or something like that. And then as many people have ridden it as they have, and it is like it's almost always top 2 in the park.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty much amongst almost anyone you ask.
Yeah, and that's I knew it myself from actually seeing the layout and seeing POVs. I mean, I would say that I watch Maverick POV probably once a week. Like and the better they get, the better it is. Like 4K, and then you get to see everything like proper detailed, what it does and how fast it moves, and the transitions just look so pure, so forceful. Yeah, Maverick for me is definitely in my park. 100%.
It was ahead of its time, and like Maverick is the one we have to thank for Intamin, Mark, and Vekoma. I like to think that like their their creative multi-launch coasters and the nature of them and the route they've gone down for those. Like Maverick is the one that started all that.
Yeah, I agree. Like that's
right. Enough of me rambling. Let's move on.
Yeah, that's just an easy pick for me. That's just easy. All right, James.
My 5th. Gonna stay on the kind of thrill and the big metal beasts that my park seems to have. I
just say your skyline would look very impressive.
Yeah, it's a solid skyline you've got going on.
And I'm just about to add another one to that skyline.
Oh, sure.
Again, for the definitely not stealth. Jesus Christ. No, we're gonna go on very well themed, well kind of executed ride. Baron 1898.
Oh,
that's very well executed ride.
It's a really well themed
kind of astounding. And yeah, I just feel like I really like theme behind the rides, and that just conveys.
I typed barn instead of Baron.
Looks barn 1898.
Oh, just missed the O.
However, I am
Lightwater Valley.
As long as it doesn't get stolen, which I don't think it will, I will break the chain on my last one.
Okay. So yeah, you're happy. So Baron, you've got a pre-show, you've got a decent coaster, you got fantastic theming. That's cool. You got strong picks, man. Apart from your first one, which is like just, that's.
I just wanted that first one just for a relentless ride, really.
I mean, you got it.
You got to have one.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you watch Marcus the Shock on that thing on the video we did, it's just like there's going on. It's still going. Like
what? There's more.
There's more. Yeah.
Right. So for my 5th pick, again, like it's getting down to those ones where I've got to think which one is most likely to be taken by one of you as my 6th pick. I'll take that one for my 5th pick.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do with Fly, but then Luke stole it.
Yeah,
I knew Fly would be in there. I knew it.
It would. I knew one of you was going to take it. I didn't personally pick it, but well, I didn't have it in my list. But
flying fish.
Flying fish
every day of the week, bro.
I might just
flying fish times 6. But yeah, I'm gonna actually throw in a family coaster. But like a very high quality, in my opinion anyway, a very high quality family coaster to sort of round out the lineup a bit. I'm gonna go with Verbolten from Busch Gardens Williamsburg.
That was a good pick. Was that actually your pick?
Yes!
Wow.
Oh, yes! Nice. How did you not think I would choose that? Like, I've spoke to you about that ride so much. Like, damn you.
Oh, I chose right. I'm so glad.
I've been shafted tonight. This is ridiculous. I need a lawyer.
That's payback for taking Fury from me.
Okay.
Yeah, and from me.
And from James.
Explain your reasons, Mikhail.
Oh man, so like I said, I wanted a family coaster in there to just I didn't want to go entirely thrill. Like I wanted I wanted five at least one family coaster in there, and the Bolton is my favorite family coaster that I've done. It's super well themed. Well, the last time I rode it, it was super well themed. That's whether that's still the case might be a bit up in the air now. But in 2019, it was super well themed. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. Like
it looks crazy.
Man.
It looks crazily fun. Like,
and
it's like 13 on steroids, literally.
yeah, basically. Like the two launches are fun. They're obviously not the strongest launches or the strongest accelerating launches, because it's I kind of think of it as more of a family thrill coaster, but like it's something that everyone in the family can enjoy. And it's like I said, it's so much fun, and it has a lot of visual elements to it, and it has its moments where it gets quite aggressive as well.
And it has a story as well. Like
it has a bit of a story.
Yeah.
It has a bit of a story in there, or a story element in there as well of yeah. And on the drop sequence, it has 3 visual and audio settings that it can choose from. If I remember correctly, they are Spirits, Storm, and Wolves, and they all consist of different lighting effects in there.
That's so sick.
And yeah, like they vary like within the day. Like, so you could ride it 3 times and get 3 different lighting sequences on the.
Imagine that cred.
Yeah,
that'd be insane.
Have
you witnessed them all?
Yeah, I've seen them all.
Yeah.
They're all really nice. They're all really.
What's
good.
your favorite?
Oh god. I think.
Or what stands out the most?
I think Wolves is my favorite because it really, for me, it kind of fits in with the whole premise of driving a car through the Black Forest, and and it feels a lot more sinister than, well, not a lot more, but just more sinister than the other two.
Something you would probably hear, right?
Yeah, like so like once you get in there, the wolf setting is basically you can't see any wolves, but like there's just red eyes that pop up all around the train.
Wow.
And then you can hear like branches cracking, and then like wolves howling and stuff. And it's just like, oh boy,
something's gonna happen.
This is a bit unnerving.
Something's gonna go down. Literally,
it's just the one that gave me that like the most like unnerving feeling out of the 3 of them, and it really fit in well with the, like you said, like the story aspect of the ride. But all three of them are really good. But yeah, I'd say Wolves is my favorite. But yeah, like it has its moments of aggression once you go down out of the bridge, once you go down the drop, and it does that turn off the drop that replicates Big Bad Wolf, that was its predecessor. It gets like there's such a great sense of speed in that, and it gets really fast. And like some of the turns out of that into the brakes are really really snappy, really whippy, really aggressive for a family coaster. And it's like, yo, this is something just a step above. And funny thing, I was convinced it was an Intamin for the longest time, until one of my supervisors, I worked at Bush, one of my supervisors told me it's not an Intamin coaster.
What is it?
It's Sierra.
Of course it is.
It was made by Sierra.
I always forget that. That is like,
like I would, if no one had told me, I would still think it's an Intamin, because it looks like an Intamin coaster.
It looks like an Intamin coaster. You're right. It does.
Yeah.
All right.
Blue Bolton.
So
My fifth pick.
it's time for
Smiths.
me to a family coaster. I'm gonna say that straight out. It's in Universal. I'm gonna say that straight out. And it's Hagrid's long name boy. Hagrid's magical motorbike magic whatever it is. Yeah.
Can't even say
Hagrid's
it.
magical
You don't deserve
creature
it.
motorbike adventure. What is long name boy? That's what it is. It's Hagrid's. It's Hagrid's. It does everything for a family
Hagrid's.
coaster.
Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure.
Bike
There you
adventure.
go.
Yeah, Hagrid's long name boy. That's what
At
it is.
Universal's Islands of Adventure at Universal Orlando in Orlando.
Yeah, you've got to get it right. You have to get the
It's
full title.
very
Yeah.
Jesus.
No wonder they didn't put that like on the front of the train. Can you imagine? It'd be like a vinyl wrap of the whole thing. But it does everything, right? It does everything, and it's a crowd pleaser as well. And it's a nice.
There really is a bit of everything in that coaster.
It's a nice separation from everything that I've got in my park so far, and it's nice that I have Fly and Hagrid's in the same park. I feel like that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
That is strong.
So yeah, Hagrid's that is my fifth. Like I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that one. That's a good
Bradley
fifth
O'Connor.
pick.
Bradley O'Connor in the chat says choose hero at Flamingo Land. Bro, we're trying to win. We're not going to get very far with hero.
For fuck's sake, Sean. Record breaking podcast length. Yeah, we're going for it. Screw it. Yeah, it's only 9 o'clock though. It's not 10. Hagrid's is a good one. Yeah, there we go. Right, James.
See, now I'm not feeling so confident in my last pick.
Oh yes.
However, it is a different one to like the kind of theme that I've been going with throughout. And it has literally I thought of it as we were thingy as well. So last minute addition, it popped up. I'm actually gonna go for Boulder at Leeserberg.
Oh,
Interesting Intamin prefab. But just it's decent length, not like super intense like we have in Steve, so we can so families can kind of go on it, and the drop on it does look insane. Like it reminds me of Big One's drop, the way that it kind of glides down, and it just looks like it would be kind of just a really good kind of ride, not as crazy and tall and themed as the previous ones, but just like to kind of balance out in the park.
I'm an hour ahead.
It only just dawned on me that he's an hour ahead of us.
What time is it there? What's the weather like? Not next week after.
He's out on the town.
Literally. Yeah, I forgot about that. Time differences. Not had to think about that for a few months, have we? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that's a thing. No. Right. Well, Kyle.
Right.
Let's hear it. Sixth pick.
My sixth pick.
Last pick.
I'm gonna like I feel like I've got a bit of everything, minus one thing. In my lineup, just something with certified height, like a really tall. Like Zadra's 206 feet. But I want to get a Giga in there. Yes, this is a Giga. Like, I'm not having this debate. It's a Giga. I'm going with Orion.
You're going with Orion?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going with Orion. I wanted a B&M Giga in there.
Onion.
Just because, for height purposes, Orion was not my first choice for a B&M Giga. We all know what happened there. But I wanted to go with Orion for capacity reasons, and it still looked, for all the flack that it's gotten over its life so far, it looks like a great coaster. Obviously, I've not had the chance to ride it yet. I don't know how it'll stack up against the likes of Fury, Millennium Force, even something like Leviathan, something like that. But it looks like, obviously down the drop, through its wave turn, like kind of hill after it, and then like on some of the other hills as well. It looks like you get a good sense of height from it, and that's that's what I want. That's what I wanted. And a good sense of speed. Like I think differentiating between the Gigas and, well, they're all the same model, but the Gigas and Hypers from B&M, the Hypers may focus on the height, whereas the Gigas may have an inclusion of a sense of speed a bit more in them. But Orion, it seems like a sort of middle ground between that. Like I feel like you get like a good sense of speed through it, but then there's also the height. There's the height aspect on some of the elements and hills as well. So yeah, Orion is my
good choice. It's good. It looks like a great coaster.
Yeah,
and yeah, it just looks solid. I mean, it has the longest brake run in the universe, but I mean, it looks solid.
Yeah.
In fact, I think the brake run's longer than Rita, Aaron, if you want. Yeah, that is a good. Yeah, I'm guessing that is the next one, isn't it? After, yeah, it's got to be. Right. Well, I think anybody who knows me knows that one of my bucket list coasters, out of any of them, is Helix.
I did have Helix on my list.
So I've just looked at my lineup and it's fucking good. Like, I have some good rides. I'm going to take Helix as my last pick, which gives me some more family aspect as well. So there's literally something for everyone at my park, and I hope Helix has still got that value that people are going to vote for that, because for me it's like one of them coasters that set apart from pretty much anything else. And without Helix there's no Icon, Copperhead Strike, there's no Mark coasters are just really good in any park. And Pleasure Beach has proven that. Helix for me is a bucket list coaster, and next year it's happening. I'm putting it out there. It's happening. It's definitely happening.
Speaking it into existence.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Helix for me. Last pick. So should we go through? Let's go through James's picks first, and then we'll go from Kyle's, and we'll go from mine. We'll do it in order. So
I have
James,
created a straw poll as well, so people can vote.
Oh, cool. All right. Have you wrote it out then? Do you know what everyone's picked?
No, just I've got the name answers, but we still need to put ours. I'll just put the link for the straw poll quickly. Okay, so my lineup, starting it off with Steel Vengeance, Taran, Karnan, Black Mamba, Baron 1898, and Boulder at Liseberg.
So Steve, Aaron.
I can link it. I can put mine in chat.
And I can put it in the comment, and then we can pull it up on screen. So there you go. There are all 6 picks for James. So James, can you write Mikhail's out and write mine out as well, and then I'll pull them up as well when we do it. So we've got Steel Vengeance, Taran, Karnan, Black Mamba, Baron, and Boulder. They're good. That's a good lineup. Like that is
a good lineup.
That's a fucking skyline.
Apart from Boulder, it's just kind of in the corner.
Yeah, but Baron next to Karnan. Can you imagine? Yeah. You could put them in the same area. Like that could be. Oh, that's an area and a half. That's so good.
Kyle,
for sure.
Right.
So my list goes Velocicoaster, Zadra, Montu, Troy, Verbolten, and Orion.
Troy, Velocicoaster, Zadra, Montu, Troy. What's the next one?
Verbolten.
I think got 5. What am I missing?
And Orion is the last one.
Onion.
Is that just spelled Orion as in?
Yeah, Orion.
Yeah,
spelled
as in
Orion.
the star constellation. Yeah. Onion 287.
This is too hard to pick. You just even said that. You said we're not having this conversation. You just went and said that. Do you? Come on, man. Okay, so this is Mikhail's picks. Solid.
I hope I spelled all of them right.
I mean, it doesn't matter. They're there. You know what they are.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did, to be fair.
That's good. That is really good.
This is this is gonna be hard to pick one, to be fair.
I don't know who to vote for.
Between
we,
the three of
are
us.
we voting? I feel like we shouldn't vote.
No.
Oh
we
yeah,
can't.
nah, we're not. We're
No,
not
we
voting.
can't vote. No, this is no general election. Do you know what I mean? Like, all right. Do you want mine? I'll read mine out.
Go for
James,
I
you ready?
am ready? Yep.
Okay. Fury 325. Nemesis.
Bastard.
Fly.
Bastard.
Maverick.
it. Bastard.
Hagrid's. And Helix.
That's a fucking lineup right there.
I just read that out and I was like, all it's missing is
Holy shit!
Velocicoaster.
I want to go to that part.
So there is my pick. Fury 325, Nemesis, Fly, Maverick, Hagrid's long name boy, and Helix.
Instead of just writing Hagrid's.
This is long name boy.
It has to be done. Harry, can't believe no one picked Tiger.
Mate,
That's true.
Harry, I wanted an Intimate LSM launch. I did think of Lightning Rod as well, but like I wanted an Intimate LSM launch. It was between Velocicoaster and Tiger for me. If that makes you feel better.
So there we go. So have you got the link for the poll?
Yeah, I
Oh,
already
you've
put it in the
got-
chat.
You already put it in the chat.
Yep.
Okay. Where is it? I can't see.
I
it.
just posted it twice.
I can't see that. It says get voting.
Did you put it in the chat?
Yes, but I feel like it's a thingy. I'll put it into the private chat on here
Yeah.
if you
and then I'll
can
put it in.
tweet it, or if you can put it out through. Because I feel like YouTube is like, ha, you're not allowed links. Screw you.
There you go. There's a link.
There you go.
There
Yeah.
we are.
It didn't want to let me give the link out.
So just to go through them again, we had for James, we had Steel Vengeance, Tyron, Cannon, Black Mamba, Byron, and Balder. That's a mouthful. For Mikhail, we had Velocicoaster, Zadra, Montu, Troy, Bolton, and Orion. And for me, we had Fury 325, Nemesis, Fly, Maverick, Hagrid's, and Helix. Vote now in that link. Shame no one picked Hyperion.
There's only
Vote
6
now.
choices.
Lines will be closing in
Yeah.
2 minutes.
There's
If
only,
you
We'll
vote,
give them- We'll
if
give
you're
it till
watch-
20 past, so you've got 2 minutes to go for it.
if you're watching on catch up, please do not vote, as you
You will still be charged.
your vote will not count, and you still may be charged.
yeah, there's only
Yeah.
it's only 6 choices. Like there are way too many like high quality coasters to include all of them. Some of them were gonna get left off.
Yeah, it's like
Make sure you vote, guys.
on my backup list, I still had Helix got taken. The other 2 were Shambhala and Formula Rossa.
There you go. Like,
So 2 quite world's fastest and
I could have
just,
easily gone for Shambhala.
yeah.
Yeah, I had Shambhala up there, but then I got Fury. If I didn't get Fury, I was going to use Shambhala. That's what I was.
Yeah,
gonna
if
do.
I didn't
Yeah.
get Taran, I was gonna go Helix. So
Yeah.
I had that back up there as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
it's interesting. It's been
Yeah,
really
it's-
fun. Like, I hope it's been good content. Like, it's not just shit. Everyone's just
But
like,
yeah,
"Oh, this is shit."
off my main list, you managed to steal Velocicoaster, Mikhail, and Luke, you stole Nemesis and Fury 325. And then Luke, you stole Fly and Hagrid's off of my backup list.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, Tiger was my backup if I didn't get Velocicoaster.
oh, okay.
Okay, so you got 1 more minute left. You've got Steel Vengeance, Tyron Cannon, Black Mamba, Byron, Balder for James, Velocicoaster, Zadra, Montu, Troy, Bolton, Orion for Mikhail, and Fury 325, Nemesis Fly, Maverick, Hagrid, and Helix for me.
How about this for a backup if I didn't get Montu? Osiris.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
I would have gone if I didn't get Nemesis. I probably would have gone Alpengeist for me.
Oh, that
Yeah. Yeah. That would have been a great pick.
That
Purely
would have been,
purely bucket list, but All right. Are we good? Should we check the results? Can you check the results now?
Yeah, I can check them now.
All right. Voting is now closed. Please do not vote.
Please do not vote. Your vote will not be counted, but you may still be charged.
All right.
So, I feel like we need a drum roll, but we don't have a drum. Should we have woos for the drum rolls?
Okay.
Just over and over.
So, I have the results here. Interesting. Okay. So, in last place, with no votes,
Wow.
is Luke.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What?
I'll refresh that. Yep, still no votes.
No
It's,
one voted for that lineup. Holy shit,
Yeah.
you guys are tough.
Wow, you guys have high standards.
How many people
That
voted just out of
5.
curiosity? 5 people voted out of 10 people that have been watching this from the start. Yo. Nah. This is between
he just left. Okay, sure. We can't add. He can add himself back in, I suppose.
There we go.
There we go.
Not one person voted for that lineup.
I know. I'm very surprised.
I'm very surprised.
You got knocked the fuck out.
You people.
That's Sean.
I'm now the heel of the chat. Like, I'm the bad guy now. That's it. Done.
So
Go on then.
Who do you? What do you think's happened?
Whoever wins does the
Vote-wise.
outro. That's the rule.
What do you think's happened vote wise? How do you think it's split? 5 votes between 2.
Who do you think's got 3 and who's got 2?
Or 4 and 1?
Or 4 and 1. Or 5 and 0. Oh, I thought you were asking Luke. Sorry.
I don't
in
care
general.
anymore. I'm not bothered anymore.
I don't know. A part of me wants to. I think it's gone 3 and 2. I don't know who to.
It has gone 3 and 2.
If Chris votes now, can I at least get 1 vote?
Let me reveal the results and see whether.
Sorry.
We'll reveal the results
What's
and
that?
see what happens if I refresh them.
Yeah. Yeah, go on.
In second place with 2 votes, kind of apt, was me. Mikhail, you won the
Wow.
coaster draft.
Hey,
with
well
your
done,
stellar
Mikhail.
lineup.
I am the king of Asgard.
Velocicoaster,
Always and
Zadra,
forever.
Montu, Troy, Bolton, and Orion.
Yeah, nice. I can't believe you picked Orion and it was part of the winning lineup. That is
I'm
That's
surprised I got votes and you didn't, Luke. Genuinely.
Yeah.
like, what? Must be a popularity contest. This thing, like,
I think
Excuse me,
Steve. I
stop.
think Steve as well got my votes. Should we have a refresh and see whether they've changed? And
I
Mikhail's
think
now lost?
Velocicoaster won it.
No, I've lost.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that
Yes,
you
no change.
fucked up by not picking Velocicoaster first. I
What,
think
me?
that
You
won
might,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
you might have done,
yeah.
to be fair.
yeah. I think that might have won it.
No one chose the Ride to Happiness.
Holy shit! I actually forgot they were a thing with this. Like,
did not
condoms.
think
Are they?
Maybe
They're
it
open now,
was.
aren't they?
I didn't either. Like,
Are they open though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Condor.
Oh,
Isn't at the moment,
Condor's-
but
well,
My top
Technically,
3
Connor's
hits the
up.
hardest, apparently. Oh yeah, I know who voted for me then. Well, one at least.
why did not explain why no one voted for me? Like, and don't say it's because I'm a knobhead. Like, say it's because the
You're a
coastal lineup wasn't great. Like Fury 325.
I'm trying to think. Like,
That's blown me away. That has blown me away. That's like having Ronaldo and Messi on the same team. Like,
Like,
that's nuts.
I've got to
You don't
admit,
get at least-
mine did hit
you
pretty
had
hard.
Fury
with,
325, Nemesis, my favorite coaster in the UK, and then 4 multi-launch coasters. and you couldn't get one vote out of that.
It might have been
makes no
the
sense.
balance though that you had for multiple.
Yeah, but
coasters.
each coaster just Fly and Hagrid's are similar rides. No.
not similar, but gentler. He said,
Like, this is hard
You're
to say.
right.
I
Then to
haven't,
go
I
for
haven't-
thrill.
This is hard. This is hard to say because I haven't been on either of them. But they do well. Obviously, Hagrid's is more on the in terms of its forces. It's not a thrill coaster, but Fly
I was going to go with
does
Gatekeeper
look
as well. Actually,
that would have been a very good shout.
Yeah,
this is going to be interesting when we do this properly because we're all going to go away and think about this, and we're going to have to pick them off the screen and move them over to people like the pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
This is going to be.
Yeah, Harry makes a good point about the balance. I think
Yeah,
that is
true.
I think I don't know if I said it actually. Like I wanted to go with as much balance as I could.
Should have
like,
gone for Woody.
You've got the fast-paced multi-launch coaster and Velocicoaster in there. You've got the RMC hybrid in Zadra. You've got the below the track experience in Montu. You've got the Woody. You've got the family coaster. You've got the You've got the coaster predicated on height. Like, my list is versatile.
It is quite similar with mine as well. Like,
I nearly went El Toro as well.
Vengeance, RMC hybrid. Can't go wrong with that. Taron, you've got that kind of low to the ground, fast paced through kind of all the rock work. Carnan, tall ass ride, very tall ride.
Yeah,
and it has that
well.
kind of uniqueness in kind of like
Well,
the loading of the trains and the stuff that happens.
Like Sean said, got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
We've nearly gone 2 hours, believe it or not, but it's only 9:30, which is great. I think 7:30 works. I would have
chucked out the invert and gone, I can't even pronounce that.
Agent Acre.
Agent Acre.
You would.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Harry's just about like the biggest what the fuck ride, just the one that's just pure chaos from start to finish.
Yeah, I was trying to think of that ride, the tilt coaster ride that gets like 19.7 billion views on YouTube every day. Like,
Gravity Max.
Yeah, that's it. Gravity Max. I was like thinking of that. Like that would have been different, but
that'd have been a wild card.
Yeah, themed up nice stuff. That would be a cool.
Harry, stop hating on inverts. Inverts are so 90s, my man.
Inverts are so 90s.
Monster. Why did no one choose Monster? Like, that is a solid ride as well.
Again, I did consider it.
Ride to Happiness. Why did none of us pick that? That is like the perfect family. Like, that is.
That's not a family coaster. Come off it. That's not a family coaster.
I know, but the height.
I know what you mean.
The height?
Like,
what's the height? What's the height? For
the height of it?
No, the rider's height restriction.
Oh yeah.
1.4.
I'm not sure.
Checking.
Because if it is, then it's
checking. I can't see.
That's been crazy. That's been super fun. That was a nice little pilot draft. 1.3.
Yeah.
There you go. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's been super fun. This is a good idea.
I really like that.
Yeah, it's cool. That was cool.
Hope you guys
I'm surprised I came second. So I was like,
oh, the Phoenix Coaster in Denmark. Is it Denmark?
Yeah, it's at Far Up Summerland in Denmark. I like the look of it.
It looks amazing.
It looks interesting.
Why did no one say Pantheon?
Because it's not open yet.
That's true. It's not.
I did try and do Ryan Gwazi. I did try and do Gwazi.
You
did. You're like, no, it's not open. You're not allowed it. So I was like, fine.
Oh man, should have gone for some different stuff. Right, I'm gonna put more Woodies in my my main draft pick. Like, we should have to do 10. That'd be so difficult. Bro. Yeah, it. I thought I had it though.
Like, I feel like we could do a whole show with all of us. Once we're all we could do a whole show.
Definitely. Right. Mikhail, do you want to wrap this up? Yeah.
Go Since you won, yeah.
Yeah, you sign us off, bro.
What the hell do I say?
Goodbye,
for,
fuckers, and then just
joining us.
That's what you get for coming first.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for listening. And if you're listening on streaming sites and stuff, we'll probably do this again, like with all of us, with
Harry.
different rides, and Harry and whoever else wants to join us as well, in future episodes. But yeah, follow us on all our socials. I can't remember what they are, but
at Chain Dogs, bro.
Follow Chain Dogs on Twitter. Yeah, I've been Mikhail. That's been Luke. That's been James. We are the Chain Dogs podcast. We're out of here.
All right, guys. See you later.
Bye.